Welcome back to Jersey Matters, and now we continue our conversation with U.S. Senator Cory Booker. Cutting off immigration is something that the president has done in response to the coronavirus. What's your reaction to that?
There's absurdities. We had slowed immigration to a trickle anyway because of just letting people in our country. And in many ways, it just seems a distraction, especially from the fact that right now, anybody who knows our hospitals, you go in there and you find first-generation immigrants from Nigeria and China. I mean, we are in this state of all states with the proud Italian heritage we have here and Irish heritage. Most of us are 2-3 generations immigrants. So look, that's what makes us strong. We are literally the state, that has the Statue of Liberty's back. And so I don't understand. This to me is not the core function that I need from my president right now. What I really need him to do is to step up and say, okay, Jersey, New York, Connecticut, Philly, Pennsylvania, we're going to get you the testing equipment you need to get your states back to work.
There was a rally in Pennsylvania this week to open back up the state. There was a rally in Michigan. There was a smaller rally in Trenton to open back up the state. There was a story I read, I think in the Asbury Park Press, that if some businesses that count on Jersey Shore business aren't able to open, many of them will go out of business. When is the time to reopen? There are people suffering and asking that question almost daily.
So look, you and I both know this. I've been going to the Jersey Shore all my life, and they make most of their money, the plurality of their money, comes from a very short season that is barreling towards us right now. The governor and I both joked about putting on our bathing suits and hoping that we can open up something that, at least on my side, nobody wants to see. But we hunger to get our state back open, and we know what's on the line. But we have a responsibility to each other. I don't care what you say. Jersey, we're a beloved community. We watch out for each other. We care about each other. And to do this too soon and risk lives is unacceptable. I don't want my mom, your mom, my cousins, my brothers. I don't want my godmother. I don't want us to see our health risks. So the right time to do it is not based on politics. It's based upon science and our health experts and doing what is appropriate. And we all feel the pressure and have the same desire to get open. But remember, the pandemic of 1918, they saw a hump, and then their second wave was devastating. After people came out too early, got a little comfortable, the pandemic came back then. So we have got to make sure we do this once, do it right, so that we can meet this crisis and are not overrun. But God, I feel that sense of urgency, and that's why I thank every New Jersey. You want to see who the true patriots are? They're not the trickle of people that are out there protesting. They're putting themselves at risk. The true patriots in this country right now are the ones that are staying home and helping us bend this curve and get out of this crisis so we can all get back to work as quickly as possible.
COVID-19 has hit the African-American community particularly hard. And when they study it, they're finding out it's not physiology, it's no real medical reasons. It seems societal. It seems like there's economic problems. So this is a much longer fix. This isn't a short-term fix for this.
Well, yes and no. So clearly we have a lot of healthcare disparities in this country that we have to deal with. And I'll say here in New Jersey, we know that urban areas where they're disproportionately African Americans. I was the mayor of Newark. We were a majority Black and Latino city. We often tend to have environmental toxins. You know, in Newark, we have the incinerator. We have the county incinerator. We have 2 Superfund sites. A lot that has asthma rates in a city like this 3-4 times higher than nearby wealthier suburbs. And that's just the environment itself that we haven't cleaned up or addressed. But the reason why I say yes, your point is right, but the no part of your point, if I can say the other side of that is, if you're going down a street and a building is engulfed in fire and you have water resources, you will apportion water resources to put out the fire. Communities that are so-called hotspots, whether they be Native American reservations, nursing homes, or African-American communities like in Detroit or New Orleans or here in New Jersey, we need to make sure that we're getting the resources, whether it's testing and tracing, hospital resources and more, to the areas where the problem is the worst.
I want to wrap up with 2 political questions. And one is based on a conversation I had with Patrick Murray at Monmouth University, who runs the polling center there. He said that when he polled you during your presidential campaign, he found something that he's never found before. And that is you were extremely popular. As a matter of fact, with likability factor, you were above all of the other candidates. So with the approval of you, you were above every other candidate, and yet it didn't translate into votes. And he couldn't figure it out. Can you?
No, I mean, it confounds me a little bit that, and a lot of New Jerseyans might know that, we led in endorsements for a lot of the campaigns. I mean, local leaders in Iowa and New Hampshire were supporting us. So there's a lot of postmortem I need to understand why we had such wide popularity. I still remember the Wall Street Journal had a poll right around New Year's that had me, of all the people you would least like to see president, who is the person? And we won that. And my chief of staff said to me, "You're the least objectionable person running." So look, that's behind me. But the reality is, we'll do a postmortem when it's time. Right now, 100% all day around. Focus on my state, focus on the priorities here. And I want to thank New Jersey, though. The support I got from the state was bigger than any I got from contributions to volunteers. I just feel so proud that I think whenever one of our New Jerseyans, either party, runs for president, it's a nod to this state and the kind of strength we have. So I'll figure it out one day. It's nice now to go around. Before this all happened, it was nice to walk through airports now and have a lot of people coming up to you and encouraging you. As one of my Republican colleagues said to me, he said, "Cory, you ran the campaign that had the message America needed, even if it was the one that they didn't want right now."
And one last thing, page 6 in the New York Post said, and I'll use their word, this is their word, not mine, you are angling to be vice president, and you've been talking to Joe Biden about being vice president. Any truth to that?
No, I laughed at that because Joe Biden said quite explicitly that he's going to have a woman vice president. I don't know if you noticed, I don't qualify.
Cory Booker, thank you so much, Senator. I really appreciate your time. You've been very gracious.
You are very gracious. Thank you for taking some time to talk to me, allowing me to talk to New Jersey.
That was New Jersey United States Senator Cory Booker. When we come right back, the SATs have been canceled. What are colleges, students, and high schools supposed to do? We'll tell you when Jersey Matters continues.